not alone to show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. One addition that I have not made to the Thank You Veterans video is I wanted to also welcome and thank Autumn Dahlia Creative Services, who has sponsored 2 hours. They are one of our they're one of our family partners. Anytime that you need creative, think about calling up Sarah Goodall, and you're going to meet her today. She's one of our guests. She'll be our second guest of the show. We've got 2 videos recorded that we're going to be playing today. You're going to meet Carolyn Williams from For My Card, and then the aforementioned Sarah Goodall. One of the things that we want to do today, because there's something going on this weekend. What was that? Oh yeah, the Christmas season is coming up this weekend, and what I wanted to do, because we always look for ways to understand people a little bit better. So what I've done is I found this website, and it honestly, it didn't have everything I was looking for, but it had some of them. I know that there are some. There's a couple Muslim holidays that are not on here, and that I'm trying to do a better job to look for them, because I really want to make sure that we get all the holidays in here. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is so we can better understand each other and our holidays. I've always wondered why, I've always wondered about other people's religions. It's always been something that's fascinated me. I've contemplated, and I've started to talking to people about maybe writing something about it. I don't want to say a book, because let's be honest, I can't read a book for the life of me. Baxter the Bat Dog, it took me forever just to read that book, and it's 25 pages. Okay, and it still took me about a year to read it. I am terrible when it comes to reading, so I really have no excuse for it, but it kind of is what it is. So, but one of the things I wanted to do was bring in a little bit of information about other holidays, other things that we don't know much about. Me being a Christian, I don't know anything about the Jewish holidays. I don't understand anything about, Kwanzaa, any of those. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of talk about them a little bit and see what I can find. And I was able to, I don't understand what happened there, but I'm trying to look up something and it came up all goofy on me. So, but anyway, let's do this. Let's get this started. And we're going to start with the ones that I found so far. When I come back, we will be sharing more, because I'm going to go on and I'm going to try to find a few more. So, but we are very limited. This is a recorded show. I am proud to say I get to welcome my parents back to Colorado today. They're coming back. Unfortunately, my mom has to go and have surgery for skin cancer on her nose. So she had to come back a little bit early in order to go get that done. But that's something, pretty important. The nose is a piece of your face, and you would look funny without it. I can actually say that I have a friend who walked around without a nose for quite a while, due to get this motorcycle accident. Boy, I sure do know a lot about those things. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? Shall I shut up and maybe talk about this? The first one we see here is on December 6th, which is St. Nicholas Day. And this is a Christian holiday. And I've never heard of this one. This holiday honors the birth of St. Nicholas, the saint who serves as the role model for the gift giving and is commonly known as Santa Claus. And this was according to Interfaith Calendar. On December 18th, and please forgive me because I know I'm going to mispronounce these, Rohatsu Bodhi Day. This is a Buddhist holiday that celebrates the historical Buddhist decision and vow to sit under the Bodhi tree until he reached spiritual enlightenment. It's celebrated through meditation and is embraced similar to how Christians celebrate Christmas to honor Jesus Christ. That's very interesting to me. I did not, again, very, very ignorant to other religions, so that's very interesting. Immaculate Conception Day is December 8th, the lead up to Jesus's birthday celebration. On Christmas, Catholics celebrate the day of the Immaculate Conception to honor his mother Mary, who they say preserved from original sin for her entire life. December 12th is Feast Day of Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is another Catholic holiday. This is primarily a Catholic holiday celebrated by Mexicans and Americans of Mexican descent that honor the reported appearance of the Virgin Mary in Mexico City. And that again was according to Interfaith Calendar. December 26th through 25th is Posada Navideñas. This is a Christian holiday. Primarily Hispanic Christian holiday that commends Mary and Joseph's journey to Bethlehem. So this is when they left, and this is a celebration of when they left home and got to Bethlehem to give birth to Jesus. Again, the credit goes to Interfaith Calendar, and as you can see, it also goes to Desert News. Yeah. So anyway, let's keep going, shall we? Hanukkah. This is an 8-day Jewish festival of lights which celebrates the Maccabean revolt in Egypt. 8 candles are lit with the menorah to honor the holiday. So this is obviously about the Egyptian slaves that were in Egypt. I'm not going to say obviously because I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of what I'm reading of that. So once again, Hanukkah is one of those that I've been really interested in, as well as a couple of them that I'm going to be doing a little bit more research. So one that is today, December 21st, Winter Solace. This is Wicca and Neo-Pagan. Solace is the point of the year when the earth is most inclined away from the sun, and it is the most southern or northern point depending on the hemisphere. According to the Interfaith Calendar, pagans and Wicca believers will celebrate the event through Yule, in which believers also honor the winter-born king, symbolizing the rebirth of the sun. Again, the credit goes to Interfaith Calendar. So there's a lot of explanation there, but kind of neat. I love it. And so, hey, everybody, happy Winter Solstice Day. December 25th is Christmas. Yeah, that's right. Christmas is primarily a Christian holiday that celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. Many will attend church, have family parties, and exchange gifts. That's according to Interfaith Calendar. This is always one that's kind of confused me a little bit, because Jesus was born in the summertime, and it's weird to me that they decided to celebrate this holiday with the winter solstice. It was a decision to celebrate them together, because Jesus was actually born in the summertime. He was not born on December 25th. He was born more towards the middle of summer. So, but somewhere down the line, they said, you know what? We're going to hook up the winter solstice and Christmas at the same time. Kind of glad, because I just wouldn't want to celebrate Christmas now in like July. It'd be weird. So plus, those ugly Christmas sweaters, they'd get really hot. So anyway, wow, I'm not even sure if I can even try to say this one. Zarathustra, death of the prophet Zarathustra. And this is Zoroastrian. Unlike many other holidays of the month, Zoroastrians honor the death of their prophet, Zarathustra, who founded oh my God. Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monolithic religions. See, now I need to learn more about it. It's funny. I've never even heard of that. Never even heard of it. So, but now I'm definitely going to be looking it up. It's one of those that who knows, we may have some more information about it later on in the show. December 28th is Holy Innocents' Day. It's a Christian day. Christians solemnly honor the deaths of children killed by King Harold, who was attempting to kill Jesus. December 30th is Feast of the Holy Family Day. This is a Catholic holiday. Catholics use this day to honor Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And December 31st is Watch Night in the Christian faith. For Watch Night, Christians will thank God for the safety they've received during the year. Once again, according to Interfaith Calendar. One of them that was not mentioned there, and it was kind of upsetting to me, because when I looked it up, I wanted to know more about all the religions, and I think that this article did a disservice by not including any information on it, on any of the other holidays, So, I mean, I give them credit for what they did, but it didn't really go into all the holidays. You really look at it, only went into the holidays of 4 groups of people, and that's just, to me, that's not right. Kwanzaa. Everything you need to know about the week-long holiday. I was able to find this online, so please check it out. December 26th to January 1st. Each year, December 26th marks the beginning of a 7-night celebration of Pan-African culture, known as Kwanzaa. 6 ABCs. Sherry Williams breaks down the origins and 7 different traditions of the holiday. I'm not gonna probably go through it all, but what does Kwanzaa mean? It's Swahili phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, means first fruits. African culture and major religions have a deep history of celebrations around the first fruits. So there you go. That's another thing that's yeah. How is Kwanzaa celebrated? A hip hop and jazz fusion group. I don't think they were doing that in the 1920s. Anyway, let's see. 7-night celebration honoring the culture and traditions. Let's see here. Let's go with this. During the holiday, families and communities organize around what are known as the 7 principles. So with this is interesting with when you look back with what I was saying earlier, Hanukkah has 8 days, the 8 calendars, and the candles. And now you've got Kwanzaa, which has the 7 pillars. So that's very interesting. That each of them has a split in that way. So the 7 principles include unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose and creativity, and faith. Once again, without me stumbling through them, these 7 principles include unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. That's awesome. I like that. That's cool. People celebrate with feasts. I like that too. I'm a fat guy. I love a feast. Sounds good to me. Also known as karamu, music, dance, poetry, narratives, and gifts that are encouraged to be educational and promote African heritage. I've never known anything about Kwanzaa, and it really sounds pretty cool. I like it because it really celebrates a culture. It really does, you know. I love Christmas. I love everything that Christmas stands for. I love the birth of Christ. I love being together with your family. I love being able to, to celebrate everything about, being able to celebrate each other. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. This, Kwanzaa sounds really cool because you're celebrating a culture. And I think that, that's something that cultures right now, this war of cultures to me is it's a little ridiculous. We need to celebrate each other's cultures. We need to understand each other's cultures. We need to get along with others' cultures because we are here. We're here. We're all living together. None of us are going anywhere. Okay. So everybody who says, why don't you just go and put them on an island and leave them? It ain't going to happen. So just learn. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. I really hope that everyone appreciates this because this is actually kind of fun for me. I'm glad I decided to do this. I'd like to pat myself on the back, but I'd break my arm. So the last thing, the holiday ends with a day that is dedicated to reflection and recommitment to the 7 principles and other cultural values. That is Kwanzaa. So that sounds cool. It really does. I'm sorry. That sounds cool. I like that. I'd like to learn a little bit more. I am going to go on ahead and I'm going to try to look up some of the other ones because I do feel like we left out a lot. And that is not acceptable. And so I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. I know that there are, there was one that I found, but then all of a sudden it disappeared off my computer, which scares the hell out of me. But I know that there is a religious celebration that happens around in the Muslim faith that it depends on the moon cycle, or there was something like that. So I'm excited to find that again and see exactly what that's all about. Our first interview tonight is with a great partner, a great friend of mine. She is the owner. Her husband started For My Card, and you can see For My Card by scanning my little buddy here. Okay, you go to For My Card and you're going to see it in the video, so I'm not going to do it right here, but you can see it. You go to the video. It's like having a business card, and if you scan it, you can add it to your phone. That way you'll always have our contact, but it has all of our events on it. It has whatever we want to have on it. It has on it. For My Card is great. This is an interview I did with a wonderful, wonderful lady. She's a great friend of mine that I met during a lot of the networking I do. This was long overdue and a lot of fun. We're going to play one of my fun little videos first, and then we're going to be coming right back with Miss Carolyn Williams of For My Card. We are being joined by somebody you guys have heard a little bit about over the last couple weeks. It took a little while to get it done, but there's a reason for that, because it's freaking awesome. For My Card, co-owner or owner or savant or all the above, Carolyn
Yes.
Williams. So, Carolyn, how you doing?
Doing very well today. Getting ready for the crazy season. I don't dress like this all
Yeah.
the
Well, you know, and it's actually kind of funny. I don't know if you were ever in any of the veteran meetings that we had when I was with HMP, but they would always be talking about, JR would come on wearing his cowboy hat. Carolyn, I ride when I get the opportunity in an old prospector's hat. And so JR would come on in his cowboy hat, and I would put on my prospector's hat. And it's one of the funniest things that, we would just sit there back and forth. And so, yeah, we love funny hats. And I unfortunately don't have any funny ones around here right now. I guess when the dog comes in, I can put the dog up on my head, but
keep you warm.
yeah, well, yeah, it's going to be warm. All right. So, but Caroline, you guys started For My Card after or at the beginning of the pandemic, correct?
Actually, no. They started about 9 years ago.
Oh, okay.
In 2016, it became its own company. We used to offer it as a service in our print company.
Right. And yeah, you guys at one point in time were very successful with a printing company, and you just and you did that because of networking. You were doing something with networking, and you were ordering cards, and your husband was like going, wait, stop, let's do something better. And your husband came up with For My Card.
He did. So I was going to take a bunch of business cards and put them on a little key ring.
Yeah.
For our networking group. But I was a member the first time I was being a president. So I wanted to be a really good one, and thought, well, this way they'll go out the door with any visitors that we have. And he was like, just give me a day or two. And he scanned all those business cards and made them touch responsive. He goes, well, will this work? I'm like, this is fantastic. He put them, then all of them were on one page, but it still looked like the printed business cards. It's a lot of work and decisions go into people choosing their colors and their logos, whether you're, Fortune 500 company, or you just started with your, a truck and a lawnmower.
One of the things that I told everybody the last time is, yeah, I've got my cards, which I've always loved. I love having my paper cards. I really do. I love having them. But no matter how many times I sit there and press my website does not come up on my computer. It just doesn't happen. You go here to For My Card, and you can see everything that pops up, and you get to when they add this, because you can add these directly to your contacts, right?
That's right. If you scroll a little bit farther down, you'll see, and this is what it looks like on a desktop. When you see it on a mobile device, it's the top and bottom. But
Right.
the old-fashioned thing, a Rolodex card opens up the contacts app, and then it can be added directly to contacts. A little bit higher.
Oh, I know that you can
Okay.
display this for my card here and share it here. Here you go, add to the contacts. And
Mhm.
that right there, and that just puts us right there in your contacts. So it's a great thing. And we're still working on, with everything that I've got going on, I need to get the QR code. But right now, I am so QR code obsessed with everything, trying to get all the QR codes ready for this upcoming year, that it's like every time I think I've got one going, it's like, oh wait. So, but one of the things that I asked you about was, I've always asked anybody who volunteers for us to give me a quote that means something to them. And I asked you, is it okay if I put that in there? Because quotes to me are very important. I think quotes say a lot about people. And, I've got one from Buddha here: the quieter you become, the more you can hear. Um, my other business cards: if you want to fly, give up what weighs you down. That's an easy one to say, but let's be honest here. That would be my gut, and I can't put my gut down. So, but um, so what has been the response to For My Card in this 9-year journey of yours?
In the beginning, what is that? Why do I need it? But it was a uphill climb. But then I had, let's say, 2020, because all of these other competitors came out of the woodwork, it made it a little bit easier. Only if we get compared side by side. If some people purchase one and they're like, oh, I paid. I mean, some of them are really expensive, and then they're like, I wish I didn't do that, and they'll come over to For My Card, because it's, we purposely, because we have a print company, keep the price less than a box of business cards.
And
And yeah, so it's much more accepted and understood.
one of the other problems I've always had is, every time I got a box of business cards, something would change. The website would change. The
Mhm.
phone number would change. Email would change. What, it doesn't matter.
And
It didn't matter, whatever it was. With these, you guys instantly can change those over to where your business card is always. As a matter of fact, my business card earlier in the week, I sent a message to you guys going, I sent you the wrong video. You guys were able to
oh,
take
okay.
and switch out 2 videos for me and update my card instantly. And I mean, it was just, it was took no time at all. Um, that
Magical.
Yeah, that's so valuable to business owners. You as a business owner, what made you guys think that that was going to be the better way to do it? Was there other than just I mean, well, the easiness, the simplicity of it? I mean,
Mhm.
what were some of the other things that you were that your husband was looking at and you were looking at when you were putting these together?
We want, because we appreciate the graphic arts and all that. We wanted it to still be the brand, stay brand compliant, and have as close to an experience of being in person and trading a business card, not forcing you to a website, because that almost gets a feeling like, if I had a storefront, I open it and kind of shove you in. But if I just hand the card and let you know who I am and what I do, it's very acceptable. It's still professional. So that was very important. In the beginning, it was a touch to call and a touch to email. And a teenager said, can I have a QR code? I was like, well, yes, you can. And then after a while, at least locally, when I was networking, people were, I would text it. I always recommend, if you're going to share it, let it be a text. I only had one person in all these years say, email it rather than text, because you are getting their contact information. You can put them in, and you can even take a little picture, a little time and date stamp it. Y'all can remember what you look like and where you met. And then it got to be where people are like, okay, they're starting to dig it. They're okay with it. But does it go directly to your contacts? Well, it was hard to say, well, the paper card doesn't go directly to your contacts.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
back to the drawing board, and the guys started, hammering out the code and figuring it out. And yes, now it does go directly to your contacts, including the link to the For My Card as well. So it makes it nice when those referrals can be made. Usually where I find with, I'm sitting on the beach or on an airplane, connected with somebody or want to connect them with someone else. Those are the times. So when I have all those business cards on my handy dandy, I go everywhere with this. I can forget my wallet before I can forget that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And how many times have you taken and you were like going, where did I put that card? Only to find it, like 4 or 5 days later in the wash machine, and you're like going, well, I can't even read anything about it. I hope this works. We're going to give it a shot, but it's not going to work too well. But as she was saying, it's not going to come out. But you do on here, you do have the top and the bottom of the card. On your phone, it just displays with the front page, the back page, and then you've got the giant QR code right down here to where people can just simply scan it. And when they scan it, that's how you share it with them, correct? So you just ask people, they're showing interest in what you do, and you can just take and pop out your phone, you add it to your home page, on your home screen, you pop that open and that QR code comes up. You can share it right there, right?
That's right. You can text it. You can, I have it in my email signature, drop it in a chat. People are, on social media, someone will say, who do you know that's a great plumber? I want to be able to just drop their whole business card in there. And then they can have their reviews on there. They can have book an appointment, emergency button for, I'm thinking of plumber again, that would take them to an emergency line. Again, it's customizable. Some people want to spotlight a particular product, maybe seasonally, and swap that out. So yeah, it's so easy to share.
Yeah, and just as one example, I'll use mine again here. As everybody can see behind us, we've got the community mission for Rescue 22. You want to find out more information, you take and you click right here, and it goes straight to the information about community mission to save 20 or to Rescue 22. And you just come in here, you get the you get the that's not good. I just noticed a mistake I made. But you've got the link to read everything about it, and you can just fill out the code, the information about it, and you can join us there. But you've also got everything to where you can go to the schedule a chat, as you said, visit our website, join our podcast. There's all kinds of things that you can do on this. It's so versatile, and it seems to me like, as I said, I love being a guy who has business cards. As a schlub cook and truck driver, the majority of my life, it's not like I ever had business cards, and if I had them, people would look at me real funny, But now I love having the business card, but I love having these even more because you can be sitting there and let's be honest, nowadays people are on the phone all the time anyway. And when you're talking to somebody and there's somebody in the grocery store that hears, about, we just got in this box of donations, and we've got a lady who's looking for this, somebody will go, hey, can I get your information? Because we've got some toys that we'd like to drop off to you. It is so much easier than digging through my wallet or pulling out one of my card holders that are so small, and I've got the sausage fingers, that it's hard to work with anything, trying to pull out a card, and you never have to worry about the edges being bent or folded or anything like that. It always looks great. And again, it's always up to date. So,
there's a lady in-person event this week and having lunch, and a young woman put down her business card for my friend to take, and then she quickly took it back. She goes, oh no, that one's ugly.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I've done that too. I've been embarrassed about some of the cards I've had to hand out before. I could insert my fat joke here too, but it's just one of those things that, I say, hey, you wouldn't look very good if you were under my fat butt for 8 hours a day either. So, you would be pretty bent up and out of shape as well. For My Card also has another aspect that I tried to join you guys the other day, but we were having 98-mile-an-hour winds, and my internet was kind of going, I ain't working today.
today.
You guys have networking.
We do. We part of what we do, because we are a family business, and when we get together, maybe for brunches or something, other people might be talking about sports and such. We always talk about how can we improve and how can we add value with no additional cost. And so speed networking is hosted twice a month, and there's a capability of creating directories or groups on a For My Card account, so you can populate it with people's business cards and share that group at the same time. And the group gets its own QR code, and the group can have its social media links and so forth, just like an individual. So that's a few of the things that we try to offer and we have a super affiliate program, and it's just really good for nonprofits. As you know, it's very helpful to help them raise money. And that makes my heart happy. On mine, you'll see there's Operation Underground Rescue to stop human trafficking. So there's so many uses for it. But I think the fundraising one that one just lights me up. That and putting money in other people's Venmo, PayPal accounts is pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, except for the IRS is trying to make that a little bit difficult right now. So they're trying to make that all kinds of fun for everybody. But pay your taxes. You don't have to worry about it. But still, yeah, it is what it is. Love the government.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be starting to do a networking thing like you were talking about, to where we can do exactly what you said. One of the things that I've always been very curious about is what works for people and what doesn't work for people. Because I'm kind of one of those guys that, things that I knew that were going to work from day one. Oh, I knew this was going to work. I know it's going to work. It's going to be good. What? Yeah, it failed that badly. And then there were other things that I'm like, there's no way that that's going to happen. And we're still doing it today,
Yeah.
And so it's always curious to me with our family partners like yourself, what works for you, or what's easier for you guys to explain, or what's something that I could do better to explain to you guys. So the whole networking aspect of all this is something that we're going to start doing that as soon as community mission to Rescue 22 is over. We're going to start doing a networking thing once a month as well, and hopefully get people to come in, because as you know, we are part of your affiliate program, which is what Community Pay Up Forward is. And every time you use our little button there to get your own card, Carolyn and the Williams family are going to give us a portion, or they're going to give us a referral, and we give back 80% of that referral to somebody who has asked for our help. The greatest thing about it is you tell us who that is. We're not going to tell you who to support. That's up to you. You tell us who you support. So
you do such great work. I admire you so much, because having the idea, but then getting it done. How many times you sit around with people and like, oh, I had this idea. I know someone that says that about Starbucks every time.
Yeah.
I had this idea. Well, it's acting on it and executing it is the heavy lifting.
There's that, and then there's always it always seems like you've got people who sit there and I have a friend who says this all the time. Oh my God, they made money because they painted eyes on a rock.
Yeah.
But you're right. They did it. That's the thing. They did it. The dumbest look. Oh, here you are. Somebody put a curve on a stick and made a back scratcher. I mean, come on. There are, and that's what I love more about what you're doing. What we're trying to do together is we're trying to promote people who come up with the silliest things. It's like, I was having a difficult time doing this. I made this one crazy invention, or I created this one crazy avenue to cross over that bridge to eliminate that problem. And now all of a sudden my life is a little bit better. And what we can do is we can put those bridges together, and we can really take and create some great things for small to medium business owners. But then on top of that, we also get to take and help out some wonderful people who just need a little bit of help. So, and you are a networking savant. You're so good at it. You're I mean, the name Carolyn Williams in the networking world, it's out there. The name For My Card, it's out there. Things that, I do smaller networking groups, and I see, look at my For My Card here, and it's like going, yeah, I know her. But so, Carolyn, how did they get a hold of you?
Sure. Well, this QR code goes right to my business card, and it goes to this phone. And all of us in the For My Card team, which everybody is Williams, and Bruce Springs, who is a great guy we've known. I'm asking Bruce. I think I know him longer. He's been part of knowing he was part of Artistic Images way back when, and now is doing sales for My Card. But I think we didn't have all of our kids, and all of our kids are old and grown too. They're elderly for children.
That is so funny you said that. Just one of the reasons why I was running late is I ended up running into an old, I don't want to call her old, she'll kick my butt, a very, very good longtime friend of mine. And she introduced me to her 17-year-old daughter, who was born 5 years after her and I started hanging out. And I'm like going, ugh.
Yeah,
And I told her how, I told her how free my oldest son is about ready to turn 30. And I'm just like, I'm not old enough to have a kid that's 30, am I? Really?
I say the same age. That's pretty much what I've started to tell them. I'm like, look at us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm still that cool dad that can party with my kids. And then my kids are sitting there going, you've never been that cool dad.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a family member that said, I want to have my kids early because I want to be a cool mom. And the mother of this person said, I was 20 when I had you. How cool was I? And she went, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. My wife gets that all the time because her daughter was born when she was 17, and she was like going, yeah, well, we're real close in age. And I'm like going, there might not be a great benefit to that. So, but what is, I would like to close this out by giving you a chance to just speak out to people, tell them a little bit of something about you guys. What makes you guys different, and what do you guys offer people that is going to be different when they come to For My Card?
Oh, thank you. Well, if you do side by side comparisons, people love that it's their brand. It looks like their card, and that's who they are. That's what represents that person and that company. It is the least expensive. We'll open Zoom and do customer service like this and walk you through the account. It's just a different new platform. It's not really hard. It's just new, right? So let's save the time, open the Zoom, and the people that know how to work it can walk you through quickly. That way people have an understanding. If they have an idea at 3 a.m, they can go in and change their For My Card. The ability to have as much content as people want. We don't do it tiered. It's still one flat rate. It's, really reasonable. And then there's the option of they can potentially never pay for it again because of the super affiliate program. And there's no cost for the super affiliate, rather it just other than being an annual subscriber. And so it's try to make it easy and fun. If we can add some fun to a chore, we're going to do it.
Yep. And again, you've got everything right there. One click, you make a phone call, you click on another button, you send an email, you click, you share a text, one click sharing. It's so simple. It's so simple to use, and it's so well put together, and it's very easy to read. It truly is. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. I am so glad that we finally were able to sit down and get all hooked up, and get ourselves on For My Card, sorry. And we're very, very proud to be affiliated with you, and we are extremely excited to have you along as we try to make a huge difference in people's lives. So,
and I have to think that you get to go to bed, put your head on the pillow, and feel satisfied when you're doing such great work, doing for others. So,
yeah, I think we all do our own things. I think that everybody I think a lot of times, and this is just, this is just an honest thing. I think a lot of times that people get wrapped up in the whole money aspect of, well, how much is it going to cost me to do good? And we need to leave that one behind. A simple smile, offering people an ear, or what we're doing with February 22nd, just trying to learn together how to create a conversation. There are so many things that we can do together, and I know that you are, you've had a fairly tough year, and you've still always been very outgoing. You've still been very cheerful and go getter ish. And I know it, and that's just, I think that's one of the things that you can't give up on yourself, because you can't help somebody else if you give up on yourself. So, and
Right. No matter how rough it is, come on, hang on, right? One more day, 1 more minute, and there'll be something that's going to make you smile.
yeah.
So we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and we do the laughing. How if it's the best medicine, you should do it every day.
Yeah.
So I try to do that. I keep that mindset. I can't try. You put oomph in a try, and you can try oomph. But doing that and reading dad jokes or listening, there's a dad joke podcast. So it does it. So start your day with with that.
Give us your dad joke of the day.
Of the day. See, how did Scrooge win the football game?
Mm-hmm.
The ghosts of Christmas passed.
Oh, I'm gonna ruin my son's day with that one. I'm
Good.
I'm going to send that one to him. Carolyn, I want to thank you very much for joining us. I want to welcome you to the family. Once again, all people have to do is scan that lovely code right over your shoulder, correct?
That's right.
All
Give me a
right.
holler.
All right. Have any questions? And if you have any trouble reaching out to Carolyn, all you have to do is get a hold of us. You've always got my for my card. It'll pop up right here in just a minute.
Easy to use PACT link.
Yeah. So, and as a matter of fact, you'll see Carolyn's for my card link as well throughout the show. So all you got to do is just connect with it, check it out, and you can see everything. But it's so much easier just to scan that code behind her. So, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Yes. Merry, happy, joy.
Yeah, there you go. All right. We'll be right back with more. Found a hat. Found one of my goofy hats. So there you go. Once again, for my card, thank Carolyn very much for joining us. This is my for my card. You can reach out. You got a little bit of a preview of what my card looks like. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful program. And they are a community pay it forward family member. So we want to thank them very much. Please remember, every time that you purchase from one of our family members, you get to donate to somebody in this community, our worldwide community of neighbors. You get to help them out. So check them out at, I believe it was formycard.net. Yeah, I knew that there was a dot something attached to it. So, hey, I was trying to do quite a bit of research during the interview there, trying not to show you all the things I was finding, yet it was a little more difficult than I thought. Islamic holidays are different because they move with the Gregorian calendar. That's something I saw. And of course, I saw that on Wikipedia, so that could be some jackass that's just sitting there going, watch this. And, I could be completely wrong, but I know that there was a holiday that was supposedly going on here, like right now, but I do not want to put it out there just in case that's not true. So, it's really kind of one of those things that, I will make sure that we keep it up. And you know what, if you know about the Islamic holiday schedule, if you know that there's something going on, I encourage you, please share it with us. Give us some information about it. We really, 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 really need to learn more about other people's cultures. Other people's cultures are so fascinating. I mean, just imagine how much fun it would be to be able to go back, and granted, probably wouldn't live very long, but imagine if we would be able to go back and visit the Egyptians and watch them build those pyramids. We take stuff for granted so much in the US, especially, I'm not going to say everywhere around the world, but there was a documentary series called What If, what if we build it now? And they had how the people built stuff like the Pantheon and the Great Pyramid of in Egypt, and how we would build it now with modern technology. There was not a single one of those that I looked at that I liked better than the original. Not one. The updated architecture was just, it wasn't as neat. It wasn't as cool. And I'm just going to say, you know what? It's going to last longer. We know it's going to last longer, but it's sure as hell not going to look any better. So, again, I want to thank Carolyn Williams. You are a sweetheart. Thank you very much for joining me. Hey, this is out. This is a message to all my small business partners, small business friends, anyone who knows a small business. If you stayed open during the COVID recession, during the COVID just insanity, if you stayed open and if you were able to keep on W-2 employees, I want to introduce you to Larry Goldstein, because this man, if you have W-2 employees, he can help get you up to $24,000, I believe, a piece. So give a call to Larry, because you deserve a reward. thrilled for this one because we've got a friend from a blast from the past almost. I mean, it's been a couple months since we've been able to connect. It's like when we moved into the new digs, it's almost like we just packed away, talking to Sarah every week, and we just couldn't find that box. It's like, well, I know the dishes are somewhere, so but we got to get them unpacked. And it's just kind of like, we just lives of, you've moved on from doing some schooling. You've accomplished some stuff with schooling. You've really started doing other stuff with business. But we're being joined by Sarah Goodall of Autumn Dahlia Creative Services. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. How are you, Zach?
Oh, another day, it is a recession, so 33 cents. So it is what it is. But we're doing great, and we're thrilled to have you on and finally get a chance to talk to you. So, Sarah, what made you start Autumn Dahlia?
What made me start Autumn Dahlia? Honestly, I wanted to show my kids that no matter what adversity you might face in life, that you can still do whatever it is that you wanted to do. Owning my own business has been something that I've wanted to do pretty much my entire life, and I never really had the opportunity to do it until I just sort of jumped into it.
One of the reasons why you're trying to teach your kids is because you were in a horrific accident, and it left you differently abled. Can you give us a little bit of explanation on what you went through?
Oh, absolutely. I lost my leg in 2008 in an absolutely horrific way, and I needed to find something that I could do, that I could honestly do on my own schedule, where I could take care of my health and do it from my wheelchair. So I spent about 90% of my time in my chair, and I needed to find something that I could do and still support my family and still feel as if I was giving something back to them. And this was the perfect way for me to do it, because I've had a passion for design ever since like junior high. And I didn't really know how to make it a business until I started to pretty much like jump into YouTube and different books and things like that. And I was self-taught for the majority of the beginning of my career, and then decided to go back to college for
it. That's your health issues are not the only thing that you deal with. You also have a couple kids who have special needs as well. How difficult is it on a day-to-day basis just to go, just to wake up and say, you know what, we're going to continue to hell with what's out there, to hell with what's going on, we're going to continue? How many times have you ever sat up and just went, you know what, I'm done today? Or are you afraid of
there was a point in time where I spent about 6 weeks inpatient for my mental health, because I was just done with it all. I didn't want to do the things anymore. I didn't want to be the strong person anymore. I didn't want to do any of that anymore. I just wanted to be done. And I needed to continue on for my daughter. So I went and got help.
What are some of the things that kind of helped you through that?
I think one of the things that really helped me through it is knowing that there are other people who go through the same things. Instead of feeling like, oh my God, I'm the only person who feels this way, or I'm the only person who's ever had these thoughts, I was surrounded by people who had been through a lot of the same things and knew what it was to face those demons and to go through it, and just, having that sort of camaraderie. And as silly as it sounds, a lot of times, people will be like, oh, group therapy is, for the birds, and who wants to sit in a group of people and talk about our shit? But sometimes it really helps to do that. And that was one of the things that really got me through that.
I think that's one of the things when you and I started talking about doing things like Rediscover the Happy Place, it was very apparent that, and you and I both agree on this fact that, you know what, not everyone learns, not everyone recovers the same way.
Absolutely.
While group therapy may not be the best for me to call it, like you said, just a bunch of shit, that's naive. It's me being just not naive, but it's also closed-minded, because just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it doesn't work
That
for
it
someone
doesn't work
else.
for somebody else. Exactly.
You also have another support system because you were one of the 1% that raised your right hand and you gave an oath to the country. Tell us about your service.
That's pretty much what it was. I saw it as a job, though. I see it as my fiance and I both feel the same way, is that it is a job, and we chose to do it. I mean, we knew what the costs were. I lost my former fiance in the line of service. So we both knew what it was that we were doing, and we were proud to do it.
As you know, this dogtail just moved my green screen and you can see behind me. That was weird. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we've got a zoo now. So,
Well,
not
you
sure.
did say that you wanted a couple more animals. I don't know how many more you got, but
Well, you can see one whitetail. Oh, look here. There's one of them that they're wrestling now. So thank God for that. But anyway, so as you know, we're very, very thankful. Community Pay It Forward. We thrive on doing everything we can do because you guys did what you did. So thank you very much for what you do.
thank you for your support.
So tell me a little bit about what is Autumn Dahlia? What are you looking to do? And one of the things that you really focus on is brand strategy. What makes that different from other people?
Well, one of the things that I like to focus on in my business, which is a graphic design business, is brand strategy. And that is helping people discover their mission, their values, and all of the things that encompass their business. A lot of times when people start a business, they're like, oh, I'm going to grab some great looking colors and some fonts and throw a logo together, and that's my brand, right? Well, that's their branding is a whole lot more than that. And I like to help them kind of take a deep dive into it and figure out what it is that their business is going to be known for, what it is that they want their company to be known for, and to create their visuals based on that.
What is the difference between your brand and your logo? I know that there's always a misconception that there's, well, my brand is my logo. No, it's not. No.
Your logo is only a part of your brand. Your logo is, let's say, the poster for your brand. It's just a piece. Your brand is your brand promise, what you promise to bring to the people that you serve and your audience, and also your mission, what it is that you intend to do with your business. That is your brand, versus your logo is just a visual.
This is one that I always struggled with. When I created my first logo, I used a lot of red in my logo. Red is one of my favorite colors. But red is really not people put in colors that they think, oh, you cannot type for me, baby girl. You cannot type for me. So, but people think about, what, this is my company, so I'm going to take and just put stuff out there. They don't realize that there are some colors that are really off-putting to people. And not just
entire psychology behind colors and the things that when we use them for marketing, the things that are involved in that. For example, when you go to McDonald's and they have their red and yellow, you're looking for those yellow arches because you want the fries, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want the quick, easy meal that for some people actually tastes good. So you're looking for that iconic logo. When you go to Burger King, you're not really realizing it, but the orange and the red are supposed to actually make you hungry, and the logo is in the shape of the burger. So you're looking for those iconic things. And when people just kind of go with, oh, I want purple because that's my favorite color, they're not speaking to their audience. And the entire purpose of your brand is to speak to your audience.
It's really there is a lot of psychology behind all of it. There are certain colors that drag your eyes towards something, and as you said, you don't have to have the letters involved in a lot of these logos. You know, as you said, the golden arches, you don't need to know that that's McDonald's. It's
Right.
you know, that's McDonald's. It's not McDougal's, as Coming to America tried to tell us. The golden curves, not the golden arches, whatever that was. But I still remember that was such a funny movie. But would you stop trying to type for me, please? I know you see me do it all the time, but
He's like, no, I want to be a hot dog.
you're such a pretty secretary, but boy, you're annoying. So, there. What are some of the other things that people make big mistakes on when they try to do it themselves?
Oh, one of the largest things that I see on a regular basis for people that kind of DIY their stuff is they'll go to a program like canva.com, which is great for social media graphics or short little videos, but it's not great for their logo, because if you take a logo and you create your logo and you're like, oh, I want to trademark it because I'm going to do big things with my business. When you use a template to create something, you can't trademark it. There's a million other people out there who might have the same thing that you do, and the trademark office is like, oh, it looks too similar to Joe Blow down the street who just did their logo the same, with the same template. There's absolutely no way to trademark. So that's one of the big things, especially if you want your business to, go in that direction. Or another one is Canva is only capable of doing roster art, which means that it's made up of pixels. And if you hire a graphic designer who has access to a vector-based program, all of their stuff is going to be based on mathematics. And if you were to take your logo and make it as tiny as you could be, you wouldn't lose any quality whatsoever. If you blew it up as large as a billboard, you wouldn't lose any quality whatsoever. And that's one of the big things that I see all the time is people send me, their JPEGs and their pings that they've made in the DIY programs, and the quality is just, it's sadly lacking. And I can understand from a person who just like jumped into their business why you would want to save money anywhere that you can, but your branding shouldn't be that place.
When you have a couple lines of specialty, you really like working with retail, food, and lifestyle. I wrote down Lifetime. I don't know if you're working with the Lifetime channel or not, but
maybe someday, but not today.
Yeah, how about Lifetime? What are some of the things that you do to try to help make sure that they get through what they want to get through?
Well, one of the biggest things that I do for anyone who comes to me for brand strategy is I create a whole aspect of branding for them. I don't just do the logo. I don't just do their website. I do everything from A to Z. So when you work with me, you get logos and alternative logos. You get your color palette based on color psychology. You get your typography all chosen for you, based on the things that you want to. Sorry, that's one of my little guys in the background there. Based on the things that you want to accomplish with your business. I'm going to help you with your mission statement. I'm going to help you with your brand values. And I'm going to put it all together in a pretty little package with a bow so that you know how to use each and every one of those pieces.
I'm glad that you brought up the mission statement, because the mission statement is sometimes, I think, something that gets overlooked quite a bit. People either go way overboard on a mission statement, or they leave it way too vague.
Mhm.
People in the nonprofit world that leave their mission statement vague, they end up paying for it when they go to try to file their 501c3, because that's one of the things that right away the state that you're in is going to sit there and go, no, this doesn't tell us what you're doing. You know, this doesn't give you the direction that we need from you. What is a good mission statement? What helps?
Ideally, your mission statement should be at least 3 sentences that tells your ideal audience what it is that you do. I've been in a lot of networking events where people are like, "Oh, I sell insurance," or "Oh, I help people align with their soul's purpose." That does not tell me anything of what you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me what your purpose for starting your business is. It doesn't tell me what it is that drives you every day. Part of your mission statement should be your why, not like going into this is why I started my business and this is why I do the things, but it should describe to your target audience in less than 3 sentences exactly what it is that you hope to accomplish.
You are part of the Community Pay It Forward program. You have joined with us, and we appreciate it, which means that every time somebody hires you through us, oh, aren't you just cute? Now go away. Every time somebody hires you to do some work, you're going to donate to causes that they choose. If you go to our homepage and click here on our verified partners, you can come down here, and the first place that you can find Sarah is right here under ADA website compliances. One of the reasons why this is very important, Sarah, can you please explain what an ADA compliant website is?
Oh, absolutely. First, let me say that my website was actually hacked a couple of days ago, so I know that my website is no longer in compliance. However, one of the most important things to me is to make sure that everybody in the community can use my website, whether it's my non-sighted friends, my friends that need a little bit of assistance with the text being a little bit bigger or screen readers, anything in that realm. I want everybody to be able to use my services. And I'm going to, if the need calls for it, to go out of my way to make sure that their websites are just as open to everyone.
Website compliance, that again, that's one of those that you've got to be really, really careful when you choose your colors. Here you do a lot of gray and white, and that's because they counteract each other. They're obviously not colors, they're shades. But one of the things that they are is they stick out to each other. You know, you're going to see dark gray here in the white. You're going to see the light gray in the dark gray. If you try to put this white here on the back of a pink background, you're not going to be able to see anything. You know?
Oh dear, no. A lot of people don't realize that the ADA spoke out and said, hey, things are going to a, everything is flying into cyberspace essentially. And all websites, if you provide a service, need to be ADA compliant. They need to be just as available and accessible to everyone as if you were to step into a store.
One of the other things that is very, very important about ADA compliance, and I mean, this one is truthfully, this is just common sense, but if you're not ADA compliant and you've got somebody who, your text is too small, they can't read it, they're going to move somewhere else. They're going to go somewhere that they can read it. They can't just say they're colorblind and they have issues seeing because of the way that things are put together on your website. They're going to go somewhere where they can see it. So ADA compliance is very, very important to everything that you do. You know of a time when we told somebody that we concentrated on ADA compliance, and we were told, how do you make a website ADA compliant? It's not a store. You don't need a wheelchair ramp. ADA compliance means so much more
It
than
goes way
wheelchair
beyond
ramps.
a wheelchair ramp.
You know, so yeah, it was one of those things that of course a friend of mine and I, we still laugh about it every day today. You know, it's like, well, can you pull your wheelchair yet up into the website? You know, I mean, is it?
I mean, in time, there might be virtual reality where we can do that, but you know, they were extremely closed-minded, and I think we saw that every part of that particular individual. But
Yeah. So it was a trying time, you know, trying to explain to people sometimes that, look, not only is this better for your business, but it's just fair to people who are out there.
absolutely, even if you don't have an experience with having someone who is differently abled in your life, you should kind of think outside the box a little bit and want to service all of the people in your particular niche or your particular area of expertise that you can. And for a lot of people, they don't realize that that could include somebody who is in the non-hearing world or someone who is non-sighted. They don't realize that, people who are differently able surf the web just the same way that they do, and they might be looking for those same services as well.
If not more, because it is a lot of times harder for them to get out into the business world. It's not like they can go stroll down Main Street all the time, because it's just it's more difficult for them. So there are a lot of times when it is so much more difficult for them. So it's very important to make sure that you take care of people, because these are the people who are going to support you. So
Oh, absolutely.
let's just remember that. So Sarah, what do you see coming forward for you in 2023? What is one of the biggest things you're going to work on?
One of the biggest things that I intend to work on in 2023 is, one, rebranding my website a little bit better so that it does service the people of the differently able community to the best degree that I am able to. I have a great friend who is in the non-sighted world, and Jerry has a bunch of talents that a lot of people just don't realize, because they're like, oh, he's just the blind guy. He's not, he doesn't do anything during the day. People have the most closed-minded views that they possibly can. And it strikes me as something that really needs to be addressed and brought to the forefront so that people realize that that is going on and that it needs to change.
I think that that's something that truly has always fascinated me, that people can sit there and say, well, this person can't do it. They're they can't see. How could, well,
right. He has 20 years in the broadcast industry, and people are like, oh, he can't see the switchboard, so how can he do it?
But I mean,
more than most sighted people, I can tell you that.
Let's put it this way: Beethoven was deaf. Okay,
right.
So think about that. I mean, there's where it's a true statement now. It's just as true as it's always been. Where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's a will, there's success. If you don't, if you don't let people in, they can't share in your success. So make sure that you get a hold of somebody who's actually competent and know what they talk about with all of this.
That's another thing that I think is so important when it comes to the graphics or the branding that you have for your business, is to allow somebody to kind of dig into that with you and ensure that what it is that you're paying for is going to last you for years versus a few months.
Yeah. You are also going to be joining us on February 22nd for our second annual community. Let me try this again in English. Thank God I speak for a living. Community Mission to Rescue 22. This is something very important to you because, once again, you are a veteran. You have lost people. And so what are some of the things that you would like to see us do as a community, not just as a business, but as a community, to try to make better?
Is most important to me, not only seeing my friends and as a caregiver of a vet as well, who also cares for me. So we have kind of a interesting dynamic. But as someone who pretty much sees it every day in our community, we need to do better. All in all, we need to do better. There are people who, see people on the side of the street and they're like, oh, that guy is just a junkie. That guy, needs to go out and get a job. That guy had a job. That guy came back from absolutely terrible things that no one should have to see and needs mental help. You shouldn't judge. Don't judge the book by its cover. Don't assume that the person who's out there panhandling today is just doing it because they're lazy and they don't want to get a job. There are people out there like that, but 99% of the time it's going to be somebody who has just fallen on hard times. We need to do better.
The true fact is that, what, we don't understand all the time what people are doing. We don't, and who are we to judge? I mean, let's be honest here. And one of the things that I like to close shows out is by telling people, you know what, throw an extra hoodie in your car, because regardless if that person is out there just because they're lazy, or if they're out there because that's what they have to do to survive. Right. The truth is that if they're out there when it gets too damn cold, it could kill them. Yeah. And that hoodie's not going to hurt you one bit if it's on the back of the
even if it's just something small like
kind of one of those things. Yeah. And that's truly one of the things with Community Mission to Rescue 22 we're going to focus on. So we are going to be thrilled to have you involved. So, but Sarah, how did they get a hold of you?
If you would like to get a hold of me for a coffee chat to see if we're a good fit to work with, or if you would like to just, see what I have going on, you can reach me at create@autumndahlia.com or autumndahlia.com. And I promise by the end of the week, my website will be back in compliance and actually functional.
Yeah, we just ran into a problem where she was unfortunately hacked and her homepage is gone. It's so, but you can look at the rest of the website
there, but not the whole thing.
Yeah, it's still a beautiful website. Everything else is beautiful. Everything else is informational. Just don't look at the homepage, because I mean, hey, you got a little bit of information there.
They just left
the information that tells you your page is not here. So it's just kind of humorous. But Sarah, thank you very, very much again for your service. You know how much I appreciate that. Thank you for everything that you've done and everything that we're going to continue to do as partners. Please make sure that if you have any questions, you reach out to Sarah. Her phone number is 989-262-0245, or you can get her at create@autumndahlia.com. Thank you very much, my dear. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, Jack. Anytime.
So I'm going back to this Deseret news, not dessert. Sorry. I would claim head injury, but again, I wasn't that bright before the accident, so you know it is what it is. But I looking at the some of the comments in this Deseret news, and the one that really stuck out is from a gentleman or lady named Jesus Quinta. Um, and it says missing the biggest holiday of the season, December 23rd, which is Festivus, an annual festival that includes practices such as airing of the grievances, which occurs during Festivus meal, and in which each person tells everyone else all the ways they have disappointed them over the past year. After the meal, the feasts, the feats of strength are performed, involving wrestling the head of the household to the floor, with the holiday only ending if the head of the household is pinned. Yeah. That sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. Except for the whole me being pinned thing. I'm not, I don't know. I think if I have a bunch of people pile on top of me, I'll just probably end up passing gas and knocking all them out. So, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, especially after a good meal. It is, and please forgive me, everyone of all the other faiths. I have grown up Christian, but it is Christmas, and I'd like to wish everyone a happy holiday, regardless of what your holiday is. I hope that you find peace and love in your family and your friends. I hope you find peace and love in your faith and your worship. Those of you who don't worship, I hope you find peace and love in something. Me myself, I will find peace and love in my friends, my family, all of you guys out there who support Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and all my partners. Every single one of you has a story to tell, and we're trying to tell this story to help others out, and I think it's a great thing. I would like to remind you to please check out One Hope Wines right now. Go to our wonderful Facebook group page right here, and you can check out all the great stuff that Healing Warriors does here in Colorado. Northern Colorado, they setting up once a month, a couple times a month, they set up portable care units to where that is just so funny, wrestling the head of the household around. Oh my God. But anyway, they take and they set up mobile care units to try to take care of our veterans who cannot make it to a physical doctor's office or whatever. So they are located in Fort Collins. Janet, if you have not seen the video, please find it on one of our pages, because it should be everywhere. It should be on there a couple times. So she is such a hard worker. She's such a fantastic person, such a huge heart doing what they do. Here in Colorado, we also are expecting snow again. Last time they said that, we got a dusting. That was it. It's not going to happen like that every time. Okay. I just got done telling Andrew that I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not even going to guess. He asked how much it's going to snow. I said it's going to snow exactly how much it snows. That's my guess. All right. It could snow 4 inches to no inches to 4 feet. Regardless, make sure that you realize that there are people out there who have nothing. If you have anything that can help them out, please make sure that you put it anywhere. Put it on Community Cares and let people know, hey, we've got a box of food. We've got blankets. We've got whatever you need. Let's work together to try to help some people out. If you do have that extra hoodie, please put it in your car when you're driving around finishing up the Christmas shopping. Hit it up and let people know that, you know what, here it is. You need this more than I do. You know, caring is so many different things. Love is so many different things. If we don't care for each other and we don't love for each other, you know, you lead a pretty sad life. Let's be honest. We all like being alone at times. We all like being left alone at times, but nobody likes to be alone. We need each other. We need to be there for each other. As I was mentioning to Sarah, this doesn't always have to do with money. Okay? Money is important. Money is the root of all evil. I'm sorry, the root of the world. Whatever. Money is important. It is. No doubt about it. But the truth is that there are so many different ways that we can help each other. All we have to do is work together. And I'm asking you to come together and let's continue what we started here today. Let's send me an idea on what we can investigate for our next show. How about next show we look into, you know, what everybody's, you know, what people like to do. What do you like to put on your bologna sandwich? I don't know. Send me an idea. Let's do this. Let's learn about each other. Let's learn what each other likes, dislikes, not because it's, you know, not because it's terribly important to our lives, but because it's terribly important to their lives. It's important to them. Let's learn about them. And maybe that'll make us, it'll help us understand each other a little bit better. Everybody knows that there's a disconnect right now. Everybody knows. I don't know how many of you guys follow me on Twitter, but you guys have been seeing I've been getting a little bit vocal on Twitter. I invite you to follow me, but please remember these words, okay? Because these words are very important when it comes to my Twitter page. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're my opinions. They're my opinions only. Okay. But my opinion is my hashtag is, you know, Constitution over party, because we need to really be careful on what we're trying to take away. You take away one thing, you're going to take away everything. You open the door to take away everything. So let's be careful here. We don't have to like what everyone does. This whole left right thing, it's ridiculous. Neither side has got it right. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. Neither side is right. I'm not claiming to be center either, okay? Because I'm not going to be pigeonholed into what somebody else thinks. I've got my own brain. I've got my own thoughts. I'm going to vote with that brain and those thoughts. If that's voting for a Republican, it's voting for a Republican. If it's voting for a Democrat, it's voting for a Democrat. If it's voting for, you know, a constitutionalist, I'll vote for a constitutionalist. We've really got to be careful on what we're doing right now. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to poke holes in dangerous areas. I made a comment the other day about somebody saying that, one of the two sides they don't want you to hear the truth because, if you if they would actually look at this, they know the truth right now to our government, to what they're doing is, this is the truth. Okay. The truth is whatever they get paid to believe or how they shape it. You and I sitting here need to make sure that we understand the real truth. And the real truth is that we can do this without them. They think that they think we need them. Well, we don't. We can do this ourselves if we work together. And I am in no way advocating or talking about anything like what happened on the 6th. That was criminal. That was absolutely criminal. It's disgusting. I am talking we can work together to make sure that my neighbor, your neighbor, they're able to stand up on their own. They're able to stand up. They're able to get past problems. Because we're there to help them. I'm saying that you and I can be there for the small nonprofit that's in our area that is struggling because they can't get people to get eyes on them. We can be there to help them out. We have that ability. We can help them. I'm saying when someone falls, put out your hand, help them up. If we all put out our hands a little bit, expecting someone to put their hand in it and help them up, instead of putting out our hands, hoping that someone puts something in them, I think that we're going to be doing some wonderful, wonderful things. We're in a time when we need to stand up. We need to stand up for ourselves. We need to stand up for others. Again, there is a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. And I know that everyone feels strongly about something. That's okay. It is absolutely okay to feel strongly about an issue. I feel strongly about a lot of issues, a ton of them. I have some very, very strong beliefs about a lot of issues. My thing is that there's never a party attached to it. Because what I believe in one party, or what I believe with one issue, is supported by one party, but then another issue is not supported by that party. So it's one of those things we've got to start thinking for ourselves and stop thinking with politics. And this is all started because you know what? We've started not being able to talk to somebody because they voted for the other idiot. And that's the way it is. It's the other idiot. None of these fools are worth us being at each other's throat. None of them. Now, there are some of them that need to be flushed and flushed immediately. I'm not going to say who, at least out loud, or at least, to everyone here. Anyone who knows me who knows who I'm talking about, but but we got to be here for each other. We got to be here for each other. We got to learn about each other. We got to make sure that we're taking care of each other. That's all I'm asking. Do me a favor. Maybe when you're going out doing your last minute shopping, pick up an extra toy or something. Go and look on Facebook and see all these families who are suffering right now. I'm sad to say that this is our second year that we've not been able to help people with food. That's something that tears me apart. Something that's actually caused quite a bit of depression in my life. It's one of the reasons why this is so important to me. February 22nd is so important to me. Because this is going to make sure that next year at this time, we're able to hand out food boxes to families who need them. We're able to help these families that just need our help. We have been getting in quite a few donations lately. We've got I'm talking a lot of women's medium, and I would appreciate it if you know anybody who needs medium clothing and they need it realistically. We are not here to freshen up your wardrobe. We are here to help if you need help. If you know somebody who needs a little bit of help with clothing, please send them our way. And I would like to ask you a favor. We have connected with Viv, V-I-V. Please consider paying your bills through communitypayupforward.justviv.com/support.our.org/. They will negotiate your bill, so you may get a break. If you save money, a small portion helps us continue our free outreach. That's very important to us, and I hope that you understand why. Here's a little more information on Viv. I wanted to once again bring up the point, because I love the point that they make in there that, if you have 10 people who pay 3 bills, $5,250 would go to the cause. $5,250 would get our donation dens unlocked for 6 months. No, that's incorrect. For a year. That would get every donation den open for 1 year, to where we would be able to provide all those clothing to everyone for a year without needing to come on here and continue to pester people and stuff like that. It would really mean a world of difference to a lot of people. So it would also mean that we would be able to get achieve and our 501c3. We would be able to become a 501c3 with Community Dare to Care, which would make it to where next year at this time, we could be standing outside, as we did 2 years ago, handing out boxes of food to people for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Prior to the last 2 years, my family was directly responsible for handing out well over 20,000 boxes in 20 years, or so, actually like 17 years. $10,000 boxes, maybe. It hurts not being able to do that. It really does. Full dinners, both Thanksgiving and Christmas, for every year for a long time. And now for the last 2 years, we haven't been able to do that. February 22nd could really help us put an end to this. Plus, and more importantly, it can also help us start the conversation and save a veteran's life. Someone that is out there right now feeling like they want to give up. Let's help them out. Let's get in front of them. Let's let them know, don't give up. We are here for you. Let's put down the cell phones. Let's get away from the computers. Let's make eye contact and let's talk to people. Again, one more way that we together can make a huge difference. We need sponsorships to make this happen. Does your company want to join Autumn Dahlia Creative Services, Rider Justice, Auxilia Donor Systems, O'Sullivan Law Firm, and my brother, my friend, Z World Webs? Do you want to join us in making a difference in the lives of veterans and heroes who just don't know where else to go? Here's how. That's all I have time for today. Again, this is a pre-recorded show. I was able to sit down this morning and pre-record the show. I want to thank both of my wonderful guests, both beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, talented ladies. For my card, oh, I forgot to do this. Carolyn Williams with For My Card is so fantastic. She is such a she's such a good person. You know, like I said, I've met her through networking. She is always so positive. I got to get rid of that white background. That is just, that's harsh. That's really hard to read. So, and I think that my gray is really caching the picture there. So I will get that figured out, because that is just yeah. But the most important thing right there is that logo, the For My Card. You want to see what a For My Card is, take a look at this. I mean, it's so important. Just scan the QR code. QR code takes you to my business card, because as I made mention, I can hand you a business card. No matter how many times you hit the website on that business card, my website doesn't come up. You go to my For My Card, you hit the website, and it pops up instantly. It has a place that says, call Zach. You hit that, it calls me. Text Zach. It comes straight to me. She just cannot stay out of my shows. She just thinks she needs to be seen now. Oh my God. Really? The other one just hasn't figured out how to stand up there, or he'd probably be there too. But anyway, please check out For My Card. Carolyn Williams, thank you very much for joining me. Sarah Goodall, so great to see you again, sweetie. With the she's been through a lot. She's done a lot of studying. She's ready to do a lot of good. Contact both of these ladies. Please go back, watch it again, share this show. And if you know anybody who needs help, make sure that they reach out to us. We ask you to come together because we can do this. And if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. Please remember to love somebody out there, because somebody out there loves you. And if I don't get to see you on Friday, in which, you know what? Come and see me on Friday. 3 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Mountain. We're going to do this again. I might be under snow, or I might not. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know. It could be 90 degrees here in Colorado. Who the hell knows? Don't think it's going to be 90 degrees, but still. But anyway, come and see us. But if you're not able to, if you're traveling, please travel safe. We know that there's going to be terrible, terrible weather all over this country. So just be safe wherever you are. Love people. All right? Everyone deserves a chance. Let's give it to them. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone. And please take care of each other. We're all we got.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone, show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.